responsibility to make the plan. They badger you, they con you, they cajole you. They do whatever it takes to bring the numbers in. You know, at this point, I believe there ought to be a serious acknowledgement of these regional managers. And I really believe I'm not the one to do it because I'm too close to them. So I have a special associate who's had many years' experience dealing with them and who can dignify the tribute to this group. His name, and I'd like to bring him up, is Jimmy Spillane. Jimmy, come on. And I don't know what I'm in for.
Hello, everybody. I can't tell you how great it is to be here this week and to see so many of my old friends that I haven't seen for many years. Many of you probably know that I retired from this great Seagram company, and it is a great company, 5 years ago. And 2 years ago, I moved to Virginia, the beautiful state of Virginia, and that's where I'm going to stay. It's a great place. The people there are the greatest people that you could ever find anywhere. Not as sophisticated as the people in New York. I'll tell you what I mean. I joined a seniority group at the Johnson Willis Hospital. It's for people that are 50 years of age and older. And you join this group and you get all kinds of benefits. If you get sick, you get a private room, you get a Calvin Klein bedpan, you get all kinds of things in here. But what they do, they have an orientation program. So they had me come over on a Wednesday morning, and I get over to the auditorium, and it's a big auditorium, about 50 or 60 people there. This woman gets up and says, "Now what I want you to do is to stand up and give your name and just a little bit about yourself." And the first guy gets up and says, "I was born here 72 years ago in Enrico County, and I die here." So I said, "Jesus, this is going to be great." So it goes around the whole room, it comes to me, and I got up and I said, "My name is Jimmy Spillane. I just moved down here 2 months ago, and I'm a stand-in for Robert Redford." Nobody laughed in the whole room. I felt like an ass. I didn't know what to do. I went and I sat down and I said, "God, what did I do that for?" So I got all done. About half an hour, they had a coffee break. I was getting a cup of coffee. This guy came over. "I met Robert Redford. You don't look nothing like him." I said, "When'd you meet?" "About 15 years ago I met him." I said, "15 years ago? Have you seen him lately?" "No, I haven't. He looks like hell." "Well, I don't know about that." This is the kind of people you're with all the time. Now I have a telephone answering machine that I use. I have a message on it that I'm not there this week. I'm in the hospital having an appendix transplant. I get home at night time, put the thing on. "Jim, this is George Fay. I'm sorry you're in the hospital, and I hope you're out and around." It's great people, I want to tell you. Just a wonderful people. But the reason I'm here tonight is that 3 months ago, my pension check stopped. This actually happened. And there's a note in the thing, "This is the last pension check." I said, "What the hell is that?" I called Marty. I said, "Marty, my pension check stopped." He said, "What the hell are you?" I said, "It stopped. I have a notice. No more pension checks. Now I'm on Social Security, and this pension, $900 a year, I need this." He said, "Well, okay, well, let me check out and I'll get back to you." Call me back in 2 days. He says, "Jim, you've got to read things before you sign them. You signed a waiver." I said, "What do you mean a waiver?" He says, "Your check now goes to Edgar Brockman's charitable fund." "What the hell is that?" He says, "Look, you know Edgar's a charitable guy." He says, "Of course I do. Look at how you and Jerry are still on the payroll." Monty says to me, "Jimmy, this is a marvelous fund he's got. It's to take care of all the retired Seagram secretaries. All these women who have dedicated their lives to the House of Seagram and retired, who at the age of 95 years of age or older contracted venereal disease. This kicks in." And he said, "I'll tell you what I will do. I'll try and throw you some work." This is the first job he gave me. He sent me down here 10 days ago by bus. And I'm living about 3.5 miles from here in a small motel, the Paradise Arms, who they say within a year will have flush toilets. I'm in a room with 5 guys, none of which speak English. But it isn't bad. Keep the window open, the fan on, it's not too bad at all. Isn't bad at all. So I am here tonight to introduce and talk about these regional managers. Hard-working and ridiculous. I had the same kind of a job. It's a piece of cake. Now, if you wanted me to introduce them as conniving people, that's what they are. These are the smartest guys you'll met in your life. Let me give you an example. Marty and sometimes Jerry goes around 2, 3, 4 times a year, like they did this morning, and they have what they call business meetings. This is where they give some pressure to these guys. Now, these guys handle themselves so smart. For example, Bassett. The day they're coming in to see him, he has a folder. And he walks with the folder everywhere. Goes to the men's room, he's got the folder. Now, as soon as they come in, he puts on a worried look. We'd like to start the meeting. We want to have the meeting with you. And he says, there must be something very important. We'll come back later. And they leave. Now they're going to see Bob Monroe. Bob sits at his desk with his hands like this. Marty starts and says, Bob, I'm telling you something. You've got to get off your rear end. You've got a program better than you. Hold it a minute. You guys with the Klan. How would you say a thing like that, brother? I'm asking you a question. 2 white guys come down here, or a 4 black guy, trying to do my job. You would have, hey, don't ever say a thing like it. Out they go. Then they go see Ray Card. Ray Card uses a prop. He's got a little bottle of prescription pills. His sugar pills. He has it right in his desk. So Marty starts saying, Jimmy, I'm telling you something, I'm not happy with these figures. What the hell are you taking? Jesus, Jimmy, you're doing a hell of a job. It's doing fine. Don't worry about it. Now they go up and they see Kevin Smith. Kevin has another gimmick. He has a hearing aid. So Kevin sits like this, and Marty starts saying, Kevin, I'm telling you right now, business is going to get better here. What's the matter? I think my battery's dead. You'll have to talk very loud and slow. I'm telling you, Kevin, I think business is bad here. You're going too fast, Marty. Get a new hearing aid. We'll get back later. They leave there. Now they go up and see Joe Fish. Joe's a smart. He has a deal with his secretary. 30 seconds after he shuts the door, she calls him on the phone. So Joe sits down at the desk. He says, Marty will say, Joe, I'm not very happy with the business here, and I want to tell you, excuse me, Joe Fish here. Oh, my God. Did you call a doctor? Oh, you're at the hospital. I don't know when the hell I get there. I'm having a meeting with Marty. Go, get out, go to the hospital. Joe goes to the hospital. Now, the last one I saw, smartest one of the bunch, doesn't need a prop. Minute he gets pressure, falls on the floor and cries. Now, you know Jerry and Marty. They can never stand to see a guy cry. All 3 up at the floor, all crying. Takes at least a week or 10 days, fans go on and windows open to dry the rug out. It's a disgusting thing. Now, you may think I'm exaggerating. You may think that this guy's crazy. I'm not. And to prove it what I did, I went out to meet with people that know these guys. And I made videos. And I want you now to see what they say about it. Okay? Good morning, Mr. Yamamoto. Excuse me, Mr. Yamamoto. We don't understand Japanese. I was under the impression that you could speak English.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I speak English, and I have this place for. Oh. Good morning. How are you? Where is men's room?
Oh boy, this is going to be good. Good morning, Mr. Yamamoto. I understand you came over here from Japan to meet with Jimmy Reichardt, our regional manager in Texas. Is that right?
Oh, yes, Jimmy Reichardt. Smart man, he brilliant. I come over to study with Reichardt how to be a picture taker. picture taker. Jimmy Lycard, best picture taker in the world. He's brilliant picture taker. He is Fujifilm best customer. I come over to study with him.
Then you did meet with Jimmy.
Oh yes, I met with Jimmy Lycard. We go out sightseeing. He funny mad, but he got angry at me. Very angry. He yelled at me. You Yamamoto, buy America. Buy America. You hit me. You buy America.
What did you do?
My brother and I go out and buy America.
What did you buy?
My brother and I buy Texas.
I want to show you a video clip that I have here. It was done last January that you just won't believe. Oh, boy, my God, I've never seen anything like this in 42 years of broadcasting. Some hotshot who's been skiing these slopes every day for the past 2 months. We all thought he was a member of the ski team, but he's not. Anyhow, this clown comes down that giant ski jump right behind us. Must have been doing 120, 130 miles an hour, and he takes off. And this you won't believe. He hasn't come down yet. What? What? No, you gotta be kidding. It's not a person? It's a fish? Say it, I can't hear you, we're having trouble. What? It's fish? Joe Fish. That's his name? And what's that? I can't hear you. He's landed. Okay, he's down. He's what? He's landed in a pit. What? Ladies and gentlemen, this is incredible. He's landed in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh. Good morning, Mrs. Hazel. I understand you're a good friend of Kevin Smith.
I just love that boy. Oh, he's the smartest shopper I've ever met. We meet here at Kmart almost every day. He's a wonderful boy. He's taught me so much about shopping. He taught me how to tuck small little items in my bra and how to wear loose clothing so I could put a couple of new dresses on underneath. Why, he's the sharpest bargain hunter I've ever met. He showed me how to pick off the $1.98 price tags and paste them over the $12.95. He's a brilliant shopper. I just love the little fella. He's late this morning. I wonder where he could be.
I'm talking with Mr. George Fay, a retiree who moved here to Florida about 10 years ago. Mr. Fay, would you repeat that story you told me recently about Bob Monroe?
I'll be glad to, Jimmy. I met Bobby Monroe right here in this very spot about 2 days after I moved here. To begin with, I never saw anybody in my whole life work as hard and as diligently as this man did. I want to tell you, I've been around people my whole life, and this Bobby Monroe is the hardest working man that I ever met. I remember the first time I met Bobby. He was having a tough time with a slice. He was cutting across the ball. The slice was way off into the wood. This guy started working on that slice. He worked night and day, 7 days a week, until he got it to the Now I tell you, Jimmy, this Bobby Monroe is the hardest working fella I've ever known. Here's Bassett. Here's Bassett. Why, he's the smartest guy I know. When it comes to numbers, nobody can touch him. He can stretch them, he can twist them all over the place. He knows numbers backwards and forwards, upside down. He can do anything with numbers to make any point he wants to make. He's the best. And he always makes his numbers. No, I'm not his daddy, but I know. I spend an awful lot of time with him. And I'll tell you, there's nobody like Rick Bassett when it comes to numbers. You say you want another card, little lady? You, sir? How about you? I'm talking with Dr. Robert Ian, one of the country's leading orthopedic as well as cosmetic surgeons. Good morning, Dr. Ian. I understand you performed surgery a number of times on Mr. Frank Arcella. Is that correct?
Oh yes, Frank is one of my best patients. Just this past year, I performed a great number of medical procedures on him. Let's see, I know he's had rotator cuff surgery on both shoulders. He's had his ears flattened twice. He's had 3 eyelid tucks. He's had microscopic surgery performed on both knees. He's had 2 facelifts. He's had the bow taken out of his legs. He's had several moles removed from various parts of his body. He's had 2 tummy tucks. He's had a chin lift. And of course, the common nose job. As a matter of fact, Frank is considered a living legend, a miracle of the medical profession.
Dr. Ian, with all these procedures, is there a lengthy recuperation period?
Of course, Jim. Within the last 12 months, I believe Frank was able to get back to the office on March 23rd, about an hour and a half. This is something about getting some expense reports.
We may call you back, but forget about the pension check, pal. This week, as we all know, the Seagram Achievement Awards have been preoccupied with sports. And in the world of sports, a business that thrives on media coverage with athletes constantly being interviewed and pressed for comment, there have been some famous quotes. Some have even been immortalized. Some have become part of the language, and I'm sure most of us can recall at least some of them. You may remember Joe Louis saying he can run, but he can't hide, or Woody Hayes saying our game plan is 3 yards in a cloud of dust, or Vince Lombardi saying dancing is a contact sport, football is a violent sport, fatigue makes a coward of anyone. Darrell Royal saying you got to dance with them who brung you, and thousands of others. But perhaps of all of them, none, at least in my recent memory, generated the controversy and the extended coverage of a then New York Yankee outfielder in the late 70s, when in a dialogue with a reporter over who was making the biggest contribution to the team that year, Reggie Jackson said, Thurman Munson and those guys are good, but remember, I'm the straw that stirs the drink. And by that, of course, he meant that he played on a great team, but that he was responsible for keeping it running effectively. Last year, 1991, was the worst 12 months of distilled spirits business any of us has ever experienced. And yet at the House of Seagram, we had a far better year than we had any right to expect. And a good deal of that success was due to the efforts of a guy at the House of Seagram who was the straw that stirred the sales drink. And I decided, without him knowing it, that I wanted to recognize him tonight. So what we did was we took a gold straw, encased it in a trophy, and have it right here. And it belongs to the guy who stirred the drink for the best sales organization in our business, Marty Bart.